You know, this is just a randomly generated world, but there's an end city here, or not an end city, sorry, a deep dark city? I don't know what it's called. And then there's one over here, so there's like two basically right next to each other, but if you keep going, there's another one right over here, a couple hundred blocks. And this is like one of the big ones too. And then if you keep going, there's actually another one not too far from that one. And this one actually links almost directly up to this one, which this one actually links up to this one. And I think there's another one over here somewhere. The seed is that, if you want it. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know why there's so fucking many, dude. Okay, so this is one of the new structures. It's called a trial chamber. It's meant to test your skill, I guess. Which is kind of fascinating, because this is actually a new block. And this block is tough bricks, which I think look snazzy. Like, they actually give a nice contrast to deep slate. I don't know, it looks sick as fuck. So if you were to break into here, lots of copper. Lots of copper. Like, you're going to see copper. And including new copper blocks like the bulb, which as you wax it or as it gets eroded, it actually gets brighter or darker, which is really cool. Now there's like some parkour here, there's some traps, and there's a new mob, which, I don't know, that's just so cool to me. I just want to see how... I believe they're kind of like blazes. Oh, new skeleton too. Look at him go! You can see they drop a breeze rod. I almost even called it a blaze rod. Come here, bitch. Alright. Stop it. You can see there's a whole bunch of shit going on. But as you kill it, as you like actually complete it, you see it dies out and gives you randomly generated loot. Kind of a loot box in a way, but also not really. But you can see like water flowed out. I don't know, a whole bunch of random stuff happened. And like those new skeletons that spawned, they're definitely weaker than normal skeletons since I'm one-shotting them. But that might be due to the fact that this does 8 damage, regardless to make up for it with the poison. So maybe they're not like incredibly weak, but they're definitely weaker. And so yeah, you would go through it, you would kill these guys, and you would get randomly generated loot, making your way up towards the central area, which has a bunch of pottery, a bunch of loot here, and, you know, things like slimes. I think the enemies are generally, you know, they're within a margin of what they actually are. Yep, there it is. See, we got a key for that one. Let's see what happens if we just break one. Oh. They are unbreakable? You kill them all, make your way up, and kind of just keep going up, actually. Until you get to these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in creative, because obviously I don't want to do all of this, but when you get these keys, which are important, as well as these breeze rods, you can see when you right-click them using a key, it spawns randomly generated items. And not terrible items either. Like, this has an efficiency to diamonds, a heavy core, which is a new thing that we're going to look into. And you can see that it actually does show you what type of things you're going to get. I don't know if it's the exact stuff you're going to get. Not quite. But you saw we got an enchanted apple. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't think they're reputable. Yeah. But they might, like, regenerate eventually, you know? So, like, this shows emeralds, iron thing, honey, a book, wind stuff, which is important. So I think you can wait. No, you can't. It really is just random. It's a loot box. Ah. And there you are. So, we got a few items that I want to look at. Now, obviously, we got these breeze rods from the Funny Blaze people, which is cool. But they're important. Whenever you right click, it's basically rocket jumping, which is pretty freaking cool. Now, I believe when you're in survival, yeah, you can see it uses it, and that it's over. I think you can save your fall with it. Like if you're falling, yeah, you can definitely save your fall with it, but it might be a little hard to do. Point is, it goes in hand with the new weapon, which if we get a crafting table, if we put a breeze rod on the bottom, which it gives you 4 wind charges, by the way, that's what they're mostly used for. But if you get that heavy core in a breeze rod, it gives you a mace, a new weapon, for like the first time in, I mean, years. It looks a little goofy, in my honest opinion, but I think I'm just so used to seeing normal Minecraft shit that I kind of forgot that like the netherite sword technically counts as a new weapon, even if it's just a sword. But this is like a new actual type of weapon, just in general. Now, you can already see its statistics. This is 7 attack damage. It does the same as a diamond sword, and it actually swings the same speed as a sword. So 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 1, 1, 1, 1. So if I smack a sheep, it's 2 hits. Sword, 2 hits. Do a critical, it's 1 shot. Like, it's basically a diamond sword, which is nice. But its unique mechanic, which is why I said it goes in hand with this, is whatever distance you fall, it does a proportional amount of damage to whatever you hit. So if you fell from here and manage to hit this horse, you hear that little sound, exceptional amount of damage. Like if I hit this zombie, he doesn't die. But if I jump, he died. And this works in survival too. If I fall from a big height, as long as I hit him, it breaks your fall damage. Which means if you were to go as high as you could, okay, and descend upon an entity, as long as you can make your hit, which I didn't. You fuck. There it is. Okay, it's a little hard to hit. But yeah, it's a pretty good weapon. My only like annoying part with it is that it takes up so much of your screen. But since it is essentially just a sword, it's like it's a pretty good just overall weapon. Now I will say that the whole like hitting it from a height distance is definitely situational, because you actually have to have an opportunity to do that, which I don't see it presenting itself very often, due to just so many factors of like how mobs work and whatnot. But I mean, I don't know. If you get a couple of blocks high, it definitely does a little bit more damage, which definitely can come in handy. But there is no cap to this. So if we went into creative and got ourselves some okay, so I hit him, but he didn't die. You have to go much higher, I guess. So I don't know how high you have to go for this. So we're just gonna go pretty much as high as I want. Now, as long as I hit it, fuck. Now, as long as I hit it, nice. It's basically like timing your own, like a water bucket clutch, but you definitely have to try a little harder. As you can see, you can kill a warden if you had enough height, which is just crazy. Of course, the caveat is you actually have to hit, and as you can see, it's not the easiest thing to hit with, and it's definitely a little harder to time, and it's definitely more situational than I think I wish it was. Nonetheless, I think it's one of the more interesting weapons that they've ever introduced. I do want to see if it's... Okay, so it has the same hit detection as a sword. No! With that being said, this is Minecraft's new weapon. Very fucking cool. I want to see if it can kill the Ender Dragon with it, because that would be funny. Alright, let's see. I believe if I try this in survival, I will die, so we'll try anyway, but you know. Oh! Look at the damage it actually did. Holy shit, wait, that actually worked? Nah, wait a minute. Now, let's just say you made a wild guess somehow. No! It's definitely possible. What? It like worked but didn't work. Oh! Holy shit, it worked! My batshit insane. What? That's so cool. Dude, what the fuck? I was not expecting it to actually work. That was so cool. That was actually so cool. Yeah, now what, huh? I'm looking at you. What are you gonna do about it, huh? Huh? Yeah. Punk. Loser. I'm staring right in your face. Oh, bitch. So that's the mace. Whoa. That is different. Huh. So yeah. Theoretically, it is entirely plausible to kill the Ender Dragon with the mace. Just one hit with it, which is crazy considering it has 250 durability. So it's definitely one of the weaker ones compared to like Diamond Sword, which which has over 1,000. So I don't know, it's definitely, it's got some drawbacks, absolutely, and it's kind of hard to get like consistently. I also don't think it has any enchantments, so if we grab an anvil here and an enchantment table with some bookshelves, let's see here, we have a level 30 enchantment, which is always looting on your first one. The mace doesn't have any enchantments. You can't enchant it whatsoever. So as soon as you get like sharpness on a sword, which I didn't get that, but you know, well, once you get something like that, it's kind of over. Because let's say we even had 2 of these, and you know, you throw one on this. This now does 10 attack damage. Okay, this, yeah, as you can see, you can't enchant a mace with sharpness. Now, that's not to say it's impossible. Let's say you're in creative, or you know, you cheated, and you can absolutely get sharpness on it, which does increase it to 10 attack damage, which I gotta say, the enchanted look of this, and I'm sure there's some enchantments you can put on it. Oh, I got my shit rocked. But I don't know, evidently it's not, it's definitely something. Blood clutch! So that's the mace. Very cool weapon. Unfortunately, you can't enchant it without cheating. But, I don't know, just the fact that I killed the fucking Ender Dragon in one hit, given a few attempts, and the Warden as well in one hit, which has more health than the Ender Dragon, like, that's fucking crazy. I hope they do change that, make it a little less broken, because, oh my god, that's busted. What? I don't know how I didn't die. Woohee!